Okay, folks, let's see what we can do with this one. This one's an interesting one. I found these on a nature strip. These are really interesting. These brings back memories of childhood, and I'll probably keep them because they just remind me of childhood, and they're probably worth something. Maybe in the future, maybe if not now. Gonna look at that later. Okay, let's see what we have here. I think they're bathroom tiles. I think they'd be called tessellated tiles. I'm going to put them on the glass in this order. So I'm just going to try and see. I'm going to put them in this order on the glass. Yeah, I think they're called tessellated tiles. We'll put them up against the edge, fuck it. This just makes it easier. I've got to keep playing with the photocopier while I'm doing this. So these are basically bathroom tiles of the 1940s, or maybe I think it's 1950s style. So we're just showing you the tiles there. So going to just play with this. So I just show you the tiles just briefly. Didn't show the first two, unfortunately, folks. Just going to show you these individually. So yeah, that's those. Let's see what area they occupy. Almost a B6 and less than an A6. So this is going to be an odd enlargement. So I don't know how big we're going to make them, folks. Yeah, these would have been commonly found in the bathroom in the 1950s. I'm very fascinated by those colours, by the shapes and the way that they bring back memories of my childhood, because they're just a real childhood memory sort of thing. I'm going to have to enlarge it less on the vertical and more on the horizontal. So these are what we've just photocopied, the nice coolly look. We want to make it look more interesting, folks. So maybe a bit more on the horizontal. So we might make it 240, and maybe this one could be 172. I'm going to just change the hue on this. It's a bit cold. And the red, I'm going to make the red more red, even though it doesn't look like red, folks. Yeah, that's come up looking really interesting. The colour is hot, relatively hot, but there's more variegation in colour for the different tiles. Maybe we'll make it a bit cooler. Yeah, it looks a bit warmish. I do think I did like this version better. This version's better than this one, but I got this nicely to the edge, so I think we can use that. Yeah, I like this version better. This green looks nice. We're going to use that as our master copy, so we're just going to remove our little tiles and put them in the box. We'll just chuck them in as is, because we've got to make this into a movement piece. I like movement, folks. So these are our little tessellated tiles, which I'm hoping I'm going to keep them, because they get rid of them a lot in renovations. They're not very popular now, but I'm sure they'll make a comeback one day. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, folks, if they made a comeback. Okay, this will be a movement piece, so we're going to make this into something hopefully more interesting. Come on, photocopier, hurry up. Yeah, we've been getting an error message coming up quite a lot, so it wouldn't be surprising if it comes up again during this particular demo, maybe. I'm going to make this interesting. This looks interesting, actually. It's turned out better than I thought so far. I got a truck in our driveway. I wonder who he is. Probably a garbage. I don't know who he is. I can't be bothered. Just going to concentrate on what I'm doing here, folks. Yeah, it looks interesting. I seem to be getting it too far down, this part here. Trying to get it looking nice. I might put this middle tile up the top a bit further, make it into something better. It's hard to get movement under control, folks. Movement's notoriously difficult to control. Yeah, looks shit house, actually. This has turned out a piece of shit. I actually think I really struggle to get these to work. I do wonder if this may be the one we're going to utilise. We're going to try and see if we do another one. I really hate it when I can't get something happening really nicely, when I just find my movements end up as nothing. And I keep working on it and working on it and working on it and working on it, and it's fucking not working. And this photocopier could throw up yet another error message soon. Wouldn't be surprised. And I think, I don't know if I like it. I actually think this is the best one. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe this one, the first one, looks the best. Gonna make this one another movement. Gonna make it a marbled piece. I don't know how this is gonna work. I struggle. Being a photocopier artist can be difficult. It's really difficult trying to work out what path to take and whether to change into something different or whether to keep doing what you're doing and hoping that you get a better result. It's really difficult, folks. Just because I'm working with a machine doesn't mean it's going to be any easier. It doesn't always result in easy, folks. It's like any kind of art. It requires a certain amount of skill. And with photocopier art, it often relies on a hit and miss kind of an element. So you got to fucking know when to hold them and know when to walk away and know when to run. Now that song, folks, that stupid song about gambling. But gambling is a different thing altogether. Gambling's all about big, about companies or gambling institutions making money out of you. It's always rigged. Always rigged. You've got to realise that with gambling, it's always rigged. It's always going to be in favour of the people who run the business, the gambling business. Whether it be a big corporation or a little place, it doesn't matter. It's still gambling. It's still a waste of money, folks. And this photocopier is getting old. It's probably about to reach the end of its life. End of EOL. End of life. That's what EOL stands for, is end of life. It's getting close to that period where it's going to reach the end of its useful life. So I wouldn't be surprised if this photocopier was to die on me soon. I've had this machine for more than 6 years. It's very temperamental. Well, it's managed strangely enough not to require a technician, but it still has its niggles, and it's nowhere near as good as what a photocopier should be. I'm the kind of person that I actually want to redesign the photocopier from scratch, folks. I want to redesign the photocopier from scratch. I don't want to just watch the corporations destroy the industry, destroy them. Well, they're destroying themselves, but they're making all this money, and that's again about money and shit. And these corporations that build photocopiers really don't know how to build a decent system. They just make shit. They just concentrate on what they can earn. Like they they don't care about the future of the planet. They don't care about the future of the human race. They just care about money. Just like any corporation that's big business and doesn't have a face. They're just full of mindless swine. And the swine just squeal all their way to the bank every week or every fortnight, whatever the payments they get. And they're just so fucking full of shit. These evil swine. And they don't care. And people like me can't do anything to change anything. I'm disabled anyway, so I can't go and join the industry. And that's come up looking really quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.